It's time for a random review.
All right. Hey, welcome to the original Geek Random Review. We set the topic, but the dice set the direction. We know we're going to review, we just don't know how.
Yeah, so this is a chart created for us by Google Gemini, so we are as ill-prepared as possible
Yes,
to review Monarch Season 1 and Episode 1 of Season 2.
Yes.
Spoilers, but we'll try to keep it a spoiler-free.
Yes, but you've been warned.
Yes.
At some point in time, I will put up the chart. You guys will see it. I would like to focus on the ones that we roll to. But before we get our roll on, like, subscribe, follow us, send us notes about these reviews. Tell us what parts you like and hate. But I don't remember where we're at. Do I roll for you first this time?
I'm going to roll for you first this time.
Ooh, I get to go.
And looks like we got an 11, which is a successful perception. Keiko's out-of-time arc. Mary Yamato joining the modern cast, a refreshing perspective. Bringing the 1950s Keiko into 2017 in the Season 2 premiere was cited as a brilliant move. Her scientific fascination versus Kate's traumatized weariness creates a dynamic that finally makes the modern-day scenes interesting.
All right, there's a lot there. And I agree with some of it, but not... there's an implication that the modern day scenes weren't interesting before, which I do disagree with, but I do really like this idea that, and I think they show her at the end of Season 1, Kate and Shaw fall into, I have the name here for somewhere, Axis Mundi is what the underworld is called. And they fall in, and that's when they see that Keiko is still alive, and he actually hides from her because they were the same age or around the same age. And now he's already time jumped and is over 100 years old, even though he looks like he's in his 60s, and she's still...
He's 90.
90.
Yes.
Well, I think they said 100, so maybe they were just messing with him. But anyway, he's old, and she's still like 28 or whatever she is. So I like that they're tying the two timelines together. I talked about it before. If you're just watching the review, go watch the rest of the episode. But it's the idea that they do this back and forth timeline has been amazing. And they're continuing that in Season 2, which is nice because they're still fleshing out some history for us, which I like. Mm-hmm. But to have her now with her granddaughter and her son, her son and her granddaughter, and she's younger than the son and about the same age as the granddaughter. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they handle the dichotomy of the two. And now Shaw at the end of Season 1, again, spoilers, was dropped and forgotten. And in Episode 1, they bring him back. So now there's like a triple timeline thing happening, but all at the same time. So I really like it, and I think the acting has been great, so I have no complaints there at all. But I like the fact that they bring her forward.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I also thought that was that was so obvious that they were going to find her. I think like they never saw her body, so like she comes out of the woods with her bow and arrow, and like I'm sorry, I wasn't surprised. I was not surprised. I was like, when do we see her? Because we didn't get a body, so come on.
No, it was funny too because they the whole scene where the huge insect creatures drag her into the hole, they try to make it feel super momentous, like she died, but they've already told us that people fall into another world, so
yeah,
it was a little anticlimactic in that part.
Yeah, okay.
Still a cool reveal. It was a cool way to do the reveal.
Yes.
All right. Any more on that before I roll for you?
No. Send it my way.
Go. You ready?
Yeah.
Ooh. If this was real D&D, this would be a great roll. This is an 18. A successful charisma. Enter Kong. Kong's arrival in the Season 2 premiere. Big screen energy on a TV budget. The Season 2 premiere didn't hold back, showing Kong smashing through the forest and taking out helicopters. It proved that Apple TV Plus is willing to spend the money to make the Titans feel as massive as they do in the films. You think?
Yeah, it's funny because we already touched upon this earlier, but the special effects in the show is amazing. And yeah, Kong I thought was so impressive. And that for CGI, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like Kong has to cost more than Godzilla or any of these reptilian creatures. All that fur moving in such a realistic way, like every little hair has to be, you know, created digitally in some way. It's just amazing. But in general, and I know this is supposed to specifically be about Kong, but I really thought that that ice creature in season 1 when they were in Alaska, what had kind of a mole like mouth and the tendrils and had that glow. The ion dragon that they saw, that was, I think the special effects throughout have been amazing. So yeah, obviously you can call out Kong, and I think that was really impressive. And it's great that they're able to put the money into this show, because you know uh people may not have been paying attention. Earlier we kind of referenced Shield, but if you watch the Shield TV show, it does not have the budget of the Avengers. It does not have that MCU budget that all the movies have and the TV shows today have. But man, they're spending the money on Monarch. I highly recommend. So impressive.
Yeah, I think it was interesting because I was trying to remember, and I did not watch the end of last season before I saw the new episode. And I remember that it ended on that cliffhanger of them coming back, and I think we hear the sounds of Kong, but I don't know that they actually show Kong at the end of season 2. You just know that the shit has hit the fan, that they're in the middle of a storm and they're trying to get out because wherever they are, they're not supposed to be. But I don't know that they tell us. I don't recall. This might be a correction that some of you will call me on, but it's I don't know for sure if they say it's Kong's Island at the end of season 1. And then we show up in season 2, and as obviously everything you just said, it's Kong, and it's like, holy shit, they have him here.
Yeah.
And it's the first time they actually, they mention Kong, but they never show him. So yeah, very, very, very cool. But again, so listen, we try to talk about stuff we love, so it's not going to be a big surprise when we always say, go watch the show, because we always do. And it's okay, because this is a show worth watching. If you don't have Apple TV, pay for Apple TV. This is the guy who bitched about shit a couple weeks ago about having to pay extra for a movie that we wanted to review. But I'm telling you, go get Apple TV. Besides this show, there's a ton of great shows, but this one specifically is fantastic. So again, rate, review, like, follow us, send it to your friends. We'll send clips out, and you can follow those as well. But yeah, go see Monarch, or go watch Monarch.